maybe the truth is that love isn't just one thing, right? It's messy and it's ideal and it's material and it's funny and it's fleeting and it's forever. Um, that's why we keep watching and we keep having hopes and we keep putting our emotions into these films, because even when the film exaggerates, they still capture what makes us feel like we're living in a story. And I think that's quite magical. This is being said by someone who does bleh, bleh when people are being on lovey-dovey, by the way. Welcome back to Our Isekai. I am your overpowered MC, Uchenna.
And I am Faith, as always. Ooh, ready. On this episode, let me go to my notes, because I have moved. We're going to have our main topic. Then we're going to go into... You do your book of the week this week?
Yes, yeah, we've got... It's a full episode. Right, okay, so we've got the main quest, which is romance, what television gets wrong and what they get right. And then we have the so newsfeed. I've changed that to World Entertainment News segment. For One Piece.
Newsfeed?
Yeah.
Which section am I looking at?
I've changed it to Big News Morgan. A la One Piece. The news guy in One Piece.
I haven't got that there yet.
You should have.
I haven't watched anime for 3 weeks.
No, fair play. No, that's fine. But yeah, that's what I've named the newsfeed. Renamed it as. I thought it was a cute ode to One Piece. And then I've got Book of the Week. And then anime hot takes. I do not have any, so this is all on Faith. And then we've got verses, and then we've got red light, green light. Yeah, so it's a full episode.
Okay.
Okay, so how television has shaped our romance, or yeah, how fiction has shaped.
What was your first romance? Either drama, anime, whatever. What was your first romance that you witnessed?
I don't think I can remember the first one I ever watched or that I ever experienced, but I do remember one that leaves quite a big, or that left quite a big impact on me at the time. It was called Romantic Attraction, Nollywood, RMD, Stella Damascus, and what's that lady's name? Genevieve Nnaji. Ooh. It's about a widower who had a child. Obviously, his wife passed away, who was Stella Damascus, and then he's met his teachers, his daughter's teachers, no, his daughter's teacher, who is Genevieve, and they're falling in love really slowly. And it was actually, for the time it was quite interesting. I think old Nollywood did romance quite well. Obviously mixed with misogyny and whatnot, but I think romance, they captured the essence. It was very complicated. It was very nuanced. It wasn't as shallow as I think a lot of them, not most of them, but a lot of them tend to be these days. But yeah, I think that was. How about you? What was your experience? What was like?
I think my first experience would be with the Ghibli movies, specifically. Let me clarify. Whisper of the Heart. Okay. So Whisper of the it's like a school romance sort of thing. So it follows a girl. She has a crush on a guy.
Right.
And this guy is a similar age. She becomes like a book pal with him. So her dad works in the library. So during the school holiday, she reads quite a lot of books because her dad works in the library. So she's like there.
Yeah.
And then she sees Seiji Amasawa. Who is this boy who stamped their library card before me? Because obviously she's there all the time.
So he got there before her.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So she's like on this quest trying to find Seiji Amasawa to see why he beat her to this one specific book. Come on, girl. You read 10 other books. Why does this one
well, it's something to fixate on.
Yeah. And apparently he was like, well, I was going through your track record and this was going to be your next book and I want you to notice me. So I read the book. And it's such a cute romance. It's about, so he's a violinist and she doesn't know where she wants to go. So they're about to graduate school. He gets his parents to sign off for him to go to Italy so he can learn how to play and make the violins professionally in Italy.
Okay.
And then she's like, what am I going to do? Sage is gone. I have no ambition. I have no goals.
Who's Sage?
Sage. So that's the boy who stamped his card.
Right.
Before she did.
Okay.
And then Sage Amasawa's grandfather was like, you like to read. write a book. Write a book. By the time Stacey comes back here, you can present with him something that you've done yourself.
Right.
And he does. He comes back and he throws a stone on her bedroom window, like I returned.
Right.
It's romance in the sense that it's very
it's
cute.
platonic.
Yeah. It's not platonic because they do actually like each other.
Okay. But it's young love.
It's young love. Okay. But I think it's like my perspective, like if someone wants to grow with you, they will grow with you.
Right. If it's mutual.
Yeah. Especially because I was like, it's a school romance sort of thing. So I was like, that's a good message to
share to especially to young kids who are very impressionable. Yeah.
Exactly. So I really like, apart from the romance, I like the actual storyline itself. But yeah, that was my first recollection.
And it made an impact on you.
Yeah.
Good. Interesting. Yeah. Right. So here's the thing, right? Everywhere we look, left, right, center, TikTok, Instagram, on television, right? But someone somewhere is telling us a romance story, right? From reality TV shows to films to television series to everything. Films like The Notebook, 500 Days of Summer, the new Materialist film, right? It's all romance in different aspects. And in a way, we've all kind of absorbed the romance that television shows us, right? So what we're going to kind of talk about is what versions we've kind of absorbed. And the question, I guess, that we're asking is, do the story actually tell the story of relationships right or realistic enough for us, right? Or is television just selling us a fantasy?
I don't think it's selling us a fantasy. I think there is a fantasy towards it.
Yeah.
But the emotions of love themselves, I don't think they can fake that.
So we'll start with 4 pillars of on-screen love.
Okay.
That I've researched, that I saw. So there's the idealist romance, right? So the example, Your Name.
You're like, okay.
Yeah. The Notebook, Bridgerton, right? Call Me By Your Name. It's very love is the destiny. It's very magical. It's very perfect, right?
Yeah.
Grand gestures, classic timing. When you run to the airport, she's always there waiting, you know? Those kind of moments. It's the happily ever afters that we're talking about here. So does it capture the truth of love, in your opinion?
In regards to the examples you've given me?
The idea of the examples that I've given. Not necessarily those films, but those type of films or those type of TV shows.
Yeah, aspects of love I think are shown in there.
Yeah.
I think like, as for example, at the start of a relationship, most people are very like involved with their partner. Like, I want to see you, I want to get to know you. Like, and then as time fades, that doesn't go away completely, but there's aspects of like, okay, I need to get to know you 100% because I'd hope by then you know your partner quite well.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think those films tend to capture the intensity of the first few however many, and if you keep that throughout the relationship as well. But I think it captures the intensity that people feel like they're meant to feel in a relationship, right? That's what those films tend to capture. It captures an immense feeling, and people love that. To an extent, some people, in my opinion, are obsessed with that.
But I think that
feeling,
I get that, but I also feel like that submerges what love is sometimes, because love isn't like that all constantly.
Exactly. So
it's not.
So therefore, I feel like those films, they're there for a reason. They're there to set an impossible standard, an impossible bar that you can't always meet in real life. And I think people need to realize that. Right, that those type of films are there because it's a fantasy, because it's impossible, because the emotions that it kind of drags out of you are so immense, right? That you yourself, as the viewer, you have to be aware that you are watching something that is kind of impossible, right? It's not fully correct. So the point of the film isn't to tell you that you're never going to meet a billionaire and he's never going to sweep you off your feet, right? It's more, that's not always the case. Like in The Materialist, you could find the millionaire or billionaire, and you know what? He's not quite your type. And then now what? That feeling. So I think films like that, right? Not that they don't meet the standard for love, or I don't think they teach the wrong lesson, or I just think the story that they're there to tell is positivity, is impossibility. They're selling that. Because real life doesn't work like that. Real life sucks. Real life timing is never right. Rarely always right.
Okay, but in parallel to that, you do have movies like Friends with Benefits.
We're talking about idealist right now.
Okay.
Idealist, romantic, happily ever. We'll get to those, I promise.
Okay.
But so those specific films, I think, while they're not there to, they are there to sell you a dream, but you as the viewer are not meant to absorb that as the end all be all, as that is how romance.
But do you think people actually think that's how romance should be 24/7?
I do believe so. Yeah, I believe a lot of people believe that they're meant to feel that intenseness
all the time
when they're in relationships. Absolutely. Yeah.
How?
And for a lot of until I think until some people get into actual relationships, they don't really read, because sometimes they're like, oh, the relationship got stale, so now they need to leave.
Got stale? What? Because they're doing the same thing every day, in and out.
Yeah, that's a lot of people are struggling with that, and I think they learn that from what they see on television and sometimes around them. A lot of them tend to also mirror their parents' relationships. They see it through rose-tinted glasses because the parents have been together for 50 years, and in their mind they forget all the arguments that their parents had, or maybe their parents were secure enough to never have those hard, tough conversations in front of the kids, right? So the kids grow up idealizing their parents' relationship and being like, I want that, but they didn't know how to do that. They see their parents kissing, touching, doing all that stuff, and they don't see the hard work that goes into it. And so they think it's always meant to be all flowers and shit.
Good luck to them.
Moving on to the situationship and the messy realities. So we're talking 500 Days of Summer, we're talking Fleabag and the Hot Prince, we're talking Nana. I put these things specifically in here, like Nana and your name, for you, so that you get the context of what I'm trying to say. Rent a Girlfriend, you seen that?
No, I haven't seen Rent a Girlfriend.
Well, you've seen Nana though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So things that are messy, never quite, so films or TV series or whatever that are messy, that it's not a happily ever after, right? So it's limerence, it's being in limbo, it's intimacy without clarity, the aching, wanting more, unrequited love, misaligned desires, things like that. Time never matching.
I think that's more realistic than anything.
Yeah. I think that type tends to be, unfortunately, more realistic than the others. Yeah. And it's reality for a lot of people as well, because people stumble into relationships, and obviously the first few whatever is all good, it's nice, and then you start testing boundaries, and then you start miscommunicating, and you get burned, you get hurt. This thing starts becoming petty, right? And then you're not talking, and then things get weird, and you're like, what should you do? You get a new job in a new city, but you just start seeing this new boy, and he's perfect. What do? That's life. That's messy. Or you made a guy on Hinge, he's perfect. All of a sudden, some girl's messaging you.
Come to you as woman.
But then you find out the girl's a crazy person and she's lying. What do you do then? You already broke up with the guy, though. Yeah, I know, it's complicated. So I think though these stories can be exaggerated, but they tell the true. They tell a specific type of pain with relationships that I think a lot of people can relate to, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't actually give people the tools to work through their messiness. So I think they don't help. They just highlight, right? They just tell you life sucks. They just tell you life can be messy. But they don't tell you how. Example: Big and Carrie. They should have never ended up together. That's messy. That's not right. And they don't tell you how to navigate relationships with a man like Big. And then you fall in love with that toxicity of a relationship as an example, when you glorify that, thinking maybe that's what a relationship should be like. Yes, there were good moments, but Carrie was crazy.
Okay. But my point stands. I don't think, if you're going into watching romance thinking this is how relationships are, then clearly.
But a lot of us take from television, we take that and we take it into our real lives. We learn from.
But where's the nuance in that then?
Well, that's the thing. As a viewer, it's up to you to take the good things or to learn from it, and then say, okay, what do I do with this? Don't mirror your life from said films, because the film is there to highlight or exaggerate specific situations. As a viewer, then it's your responsibility to take that and say, what can I do with this? And don't live your life by fucking film or a TV series. And I know, like, some people, as a joke, they say they do the test. Oh, are you Carrie? Are you Samantha? Are you so and so? Don't take that
and run by it.
and then run with it. You're not Samantha. You're not a character in a film. You're a real life person with real life consequences. I know it's great to feel like you're, the fantasy. These days we've been doing shit for the plot. But sometimes let's realize what the plot can do to us mentally, financially as well. Oh la la. I highlight financially because some people, they'll take out loans for their partners, for their boyfriend,
Not married,
girlfriend.
not married still.
They would take out loans, and then when relationship baffle, when the relationship is in the air, messy. So even though you see your life with this person, the law is there for a reason. Get something written, please. Because
But as a girl, right, what are you gonna do?
As a girl,
in that position as a girlfriend, what are you gonna do?
Man, woman, if you're the one taking out the loan in your name, you need to get a written agreement that even after the relationship ends, they have to financially do something.
Fair.
Simple. And then if they don't, you can hopefully take them to little claims court. But look at what your legal grounds are if you do something like this, because you alone will be liable for that loan, to pay that loan. I'm just saying, because it's in your name. So film is sweet, but life is nuts. Anyway, now moving on to the Materialist Romance. Say films like The Materialist, like Crazy Rich Asian, Pretty Woman, Made in Manhattan, Breakfast at Tiffany's, a la you meet a rich man, you meet a rich hot white woman. The fantasy, the love from through wealth, through ambition. There's always class divides. Obviously with romance and status, and if you get financial security and you get a specific lifestyle that comes with it, right? And the film sends you a dream, right? It sells you money, class, all these things that you can get. And sometimes they do a good job to navigate for example, in Crazy Rich Asians, they kind of do a good job because she's struggling with Nick. I don't want to speak his name. I can't remember his name, but her husband's parent or mum. It's hard to bridge that gap between her being a normal person and him being like this super rich guy, right? So sometimes they do a good job telling that, but then living that is something else entirely. I promise you, it's something else entirely. Especially if class is involved. Films like this, they tend to glamorize the inequality, right?
Yeah.
And it feels like the one of them needs to be validated by the wealth that they have, or by the struggle that they have. And I think this trope happens a lot in books.
It's now coming a lot in media. It's the propaganda. It feels like propaganda.
It does feel like propaganda. All these
it's
feminine cultures
shoved in your face. Yeah. Like, try and find yourself a high value woman or a high value man. Like, it's everywhere. Like, I think it's almost like the personification of it coming into life.
Yeah.
It's creepy and weird.
It's very creepy.
Because at that point, what is that romance? If you're actively seeking out this person just for this one aspect of their personality of the person, what happens to the other 90%? What happens to the other 90%?
And I think people who consume, for example, Shira Seven's content, right? It's something to consume that content. It's another thing to do what she's saying to do, because it's not easy. You do not, some, not all, you do not love these people, and you would have to then put things in place to secure yourself. You're taking, I mean, I'm not saying relationships like that can't work. They can, but you both have to be aware. I think the issue that I'm having is if you enter it with deceit. If you don't, and you're both aware of what your situation is, I think fair play. But if you're entering it with deceit on one person's part, then I take an issue with that. I don't think that that's ethical. Morally great, but I don't think it's ethical. But yeah, these films though, you need nuance, right? You can't just you need to critique what you're watching. Like Pretty Woman, for example. I'm nothing against sex workers.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know I'm actually sorry. She's a sex worker, and while it's easy for those boundaries to cross, it's very rare that they become what it becomes in Pretty Woman. So don't go through life thinking because you're a sex worker, you'll find your Richard Gere's character, I forget his name, because that's not entirely always true, right? And a la Crazy Rich Asian, you could find your Nick and then you meet his mom and you're like, no, I ain't taking this. His love is not worth it. You know what I mean?
But you have to remember you're marrying the family as well.
You're marrying the family as well. Or it could be on some Mr. Darcy shit. I think Mr. Darcy's family had passed away.
Family, his sister. The sister was fine. She liked to play piano.
But imagine if he still had his parents and they were very hoity-toity like he was and arrogant like he was. Maybe they were good people. I don't know. I think the book actually kind of said that they weren't that terrible people, but still, moving through class and his friends, his peers, the way you speak, your mannerisms, little things like that. You need the confidence of you need confidence to be able to move through life like that. Either that or maybe you're willing to learn little things. Sometimes it really do be the little things. But anyway, point is you need to be very aware of how transactional that these relationships do tend to be. And if you're going to do it with your eyes wide open. And don't do it for love. I said what I said. Okay, moving now to the OG romance, the When Harry Met Sally, Notting Hills, 10 Things I Hate About You, my big fat Greek wedding, very witty banter, awkward dating from young, very quirky, friends to lovers, enemies to lovers, family chaos, all of that, all of that fun stuff. To an extent, I think those tend to capture some reality, right? Because when you're young, things are very awkward. You don't really know what to do. You don't know how to go about things. Enemies to lovers, I do. That one, be careful. But I do think that there is something. Obviously, everyone keeps saying there's a thin line between love and hate. It's the same side of the same coin or some weird shit like that. But they tend to, these films anyway tend to be quite lighthearted, and they also tend, not always, they don't always end in happily ever after, but they tend to end in happily ever afters. And I think they do tell a relatively, I'd say, average truth, like a well balance between reality and fiction. Because chemistry there, yes, true. There's usually humor. There's awkwardness. There's I think there's always the constant reminder to keep things light and warm, right? And fun with films like this. On the other hand, though, there does seem to be a oversimplification. It tends to simplify things quite a bit because you can't just resolve. Because obviously, with films like this, there's always the thing in the middle. You can't always resolve things the way things are resolved in the films, right? The conflict sometimes lasts long, especially if you're living with someone, right? And you have to keep living with them while said conflict is happening. It's not easy, and you have to navigate those feelings that comes with that sometimes, and those are very heavy. And you need to have the maturity that you have to be able to communicate what you're feeling in that moment. And if you can't in that moment, take the time. You have to be God. You have to be mature. It's not easy.
She has said you have to be mature.
Yeah, you can't be petty. And some of us, I mean, what's life without a little bit of pettiness, But yeah, it tends to also fast forward intimacy, right? It feels like the character met yesterday and then 3 days later they're already in love and they're getting married, and obviously life doesn't always move like that. For some people it does, but typically
that is too fast.
Yeah,
that's too fast.
Yeah, way too fast. I think in Notting Hill, is it Notting Hill? And anyway, one of these films they meet, I think in the space of 27 dresses, they meet, And then within the space of him writing this article, which is usually about a month, they're falling in love. And then like a few months later, they're getting married, and I'm thinking, how did they? He's a writer in New York. Where'd the money come from? And I don't remember what she did, but weddings just don't happen like that.
The next day as well, next month.
I don't know when they'll get married, but they didn't say 5 years later, you know?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Wedding venues are easy to find these days.
Exactly. And a lot of it tends to hang on luck as well, which you can't always have, you can't always get.
And sometimes you just run out of luck.
And that's right. Sometimes you do just always run out of luck. All right. So moving on to, I believe this is the final little bit. So with all the bits, so the idealized romance, the situationship materiality, the OG rom-coms, the materialistic romances, all in all, do you think that romantic films are realistic? Do you think they're right when they portray love?
I do. The aspects of romance cinematography that I think they do get right. All through the four pillars, they do capture different aspects of love. But as you said, they do focus on that one aspect and doesn't go like zoom into like, okay, you can have this, but it ain't always gonna be like this. You ain't always gonna have the grand gestures. It's not always gonna be messy. Because even though messiness is there, it's not always gonna be messy. Sometimes you do just like have the same days, which is very fine.
Yeah.
I think what needs to happen is to start trying to merge them, like two into one. Like have the grand gestures, but also show the messiness. Be idealistic, but also show like it doesn't have to be the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need all four aspects of those pillars as demonstrated.
Yeah.
But not to the intensity they do per movie.
Yeah. I think it's also important to note that these films, they're not a documentary, right? They're not manual guides.
No.
They're fantasies. They're selling us a heightened version of ourselves or of love, right? But sometimes they capture the raw emotions that we tend to feel, right? They capture how funny it is to sometimes have a miscommunication. They capture the thrill of connection, of wanting to, the excitement of falling in love. They capture that quite well. They capture the memories of past loves quite well.
Yeah.
They also capture yearning quite well as well. In film, TV, whatever. And so I guess they capture the right emotions, right? Yearning, love, sometimes hatred, sometimes confusion.
Yeah.
And all of these, we tend to then latch on to specific films because they hit that emotional spot for us, but we can't then mirror our lives or our love lives because a film said so, or because somebody on TikTok said so.
People can't be serious with that one.
But anyway, but I think the problem, like we've been saying anyway, is when people stop treating films and series as fantasies and start using them as placeholders or guides for how you go through life. I think it becomes a problem. So it's not really that films get love right. It's more that they nail the emotions that comes with falling in love or being in love or being in a relationship. And sometimes everybody needs to learn that. Sometimes that's just enough value for us to learn and take something away from it. So yeah, that's all I got. I think in its rawest sense, I think the answer to the question is maybe. Or would you give it a yes?
I think it does. But as I said, I wouldn't want it. The concentration of it in per film isn't realistic. I think, as I said, they should merge them.
Yeah. So what I'm saying then to the question, do films, TV, romance, blah blah blah, do they tell love right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I say maybe because nuance is needed. And yeah, I think that's everything. So I said when I was thinking about this whole main segment, right, and I was thinking, so maybe the truth is that love isn't just one thing, right? It's messy, and it's ideal, and it's material, and it's funny, and it's fleeting, and it's forever. um that's why we keep watching, and we keep having hopes, and we keep putting our emotions into these films, because even when the film exaggerates, they still capture what makes us feel like we're living in a story. And I think that's quite magical. This is being said by someone who does bleh, bleh, when people are being all lovey-dovey, by the way.
He does.
I know, I legit do. I'm a child. There is nothing up here. It's completely empty. I am literally a child. I think I saw a TikTok the other day, and a guy came on screen, like music obviously in the background. He came on screen, and then he does the middle finger, and I giggled. That gave us. It was such a simple TikTok, and it gave me so much joy. And I was like, I'm actually a child. Like, who does this? Anyway, moving on to the next segment, which is world entertainment news. The big news Morgan section. Anyways, so what have you got for us today?
So
in the land of gossip?
Westwood might be having collaboration with Nana. Remember last year they had a collaboration with Sailor Moon, and I didn't get the boots.
The boots, yes.
But this year, when it drops, I'm gonna get the Nana merch or the Nana collaboration. Right. I don't know what they're releasing, but the fact it's Nana, like, I have to, right?
Fair play.
Right?
Yeah, I love that. So in the news, the rap ladies are.
I saw that one right on Twitter.
Yeah, they're going at it.
I don't get it.
It's Cardi versus Nicki, JT versus Cardi, and then JT versus Hennessy, because Cardi was like, I ain't got time for you.
About Nicki and Cardi, I think it's time. I think it's time they just walk the separation and mention each other.
I didn't understand why they're actually fighting.
I do not. I think
what all this beef and no diss song drop.
Let me tell you what the Bird app is saying, because I'm not going to call it whatever it's being called currently. Because I can't remember its name. But Twitter I do remember, but someone might come knocking on my door saying
one letter. But okay.
I know.
Don't worry, I believe you.
On the Bird app. Now rebranded. Apparently, Nicki started story chase like, look at you.
No, Cardi, allegedly Cardi was saying that she was going to outsell specific people. That was how it started. And then Cardi was like, when her sales started to drop, Nicki was then like, she
was like, you discounted it, you're still going to do the sales.
Yeah. So, and then they started going at each other.
I think it's time. I don't know. Competition is healthy, but they just need to let it go. Okay, just let it go.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous.
I think I'm tired of it, to be honest.
And also it's like calling other people to like, I'm good do this. I'm like, that's weird behavior. That is such a weird behavior. And I'm sorry, if you're a person and you have time to be doing all these things that this specific celebrity is telling you to do, get a life. Go outside, go touch grass, go get friends. And not little friends that are going to do what Nicki is saying at the same time. No, ones that go to school and read books and stuff. And I don't know, go quilt, go knit, go play police and robbers, go, I don't know what you're going to do, tic-tac-toe on the street, go ride a bike, something. Get off the internet, Cardi in it, and like just get off the internet and actually start working, write a song, put all that emotion into a song. And then produce it and then write it and then be vulnerable. Like, actually produce, produce something that makes sense. Yeah, I know Cardi just dropped and she was very vulnerable, and she did have stuff to say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Talking about artists, the girl I sent you the other day that's doing renditions of Taylor's album.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
Oh my goodness. I saw a new version of it. It's of the version of Wood.
Yeah. Now, speaking of albums, Taylor Swift dropped her album last weekend. I don't know.
I didn't listen to it. I'm not a stan.
If you want my opinions, it's there on TikTok somewhere. And honestly, I don't care. I don't really listen to her album. I think I like one. I can count on this amount of my hands how many of her songs I actually like and listen to. I don't think about her at all, unless like TikTok is forcing me to think about it. She doesn't cross my mind.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of discourse lately about Taylor Swift and her new
There
album.
has been a discourse.
And they're like, her lyricism on this particular album is very
meh.
Child. And I'm like, I swear that it's always been like that.
I don't think it's been that blatant.
She wears t-shirts, I wear everything, it's got a something. Or what's the one with the bleachers and the blah blah, and then we were in college working part-time, waiting tables, left a small town. She's a good storyteller, but what? It's not changed. From that album to this new album, I don't see the difference. I don't even see the growth.
Well, that's what we were saying. There is no growth.
Yeah, there hasn't been growth. I don't see it. Well, anyway, I don't listen to it. So, but from what I've heard, from back a day when I was, a teenager and listening to that, to now, it's always about man.
But that's what she's known for, though. She's always been known for singing about her ex, her boyfriend, a man in her life. I don't know.
So I don't understand the outrage. I think people just think because she's MAGA now, they can put in they can put the knife in and twist it.
But I think, as you said, her storytelling's gone worse.
I think it's been the same. Honestly, I think it's been the same.
I don't really listen to her music to know her that way. I know Blank Space. I know the one that was a feature was a goat.
Yeah, and I think there's a line about the I'm not a savage. I'm not a. But do you guys remember that? And now we got bad blood. You guys, that was very awkward. That's like your. I don't like this analogy, but that's like your English friend saying, "My bitch is taking ass at the end. I'll pay up, nigga." You know what I mean? I'm like, girl, that's not you. Stop it. Stop it. Now sing Adele when we were young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I got from that. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what I got. Technically, she was like, "I'm not a bad bitch." So like, I didn't get it. Why are you with me? And the fair play. Because apparently his exes were all.
That's not what people are saying. The song's about. She's doing a full comparison, saying that I am better than all your exes because I don't do X, Y, Z.
Really? Is that what she said?
Yeah, you took the wrong message.
Oh yeah, definitely did. I just thought that they were like,
no, it was a diss. No, it was a diss to his ex.
Oh,
saying, well, now he's got me. He's with a better person because I am not X, Y, Z. Featuring black embodiments and saying I'm better than her because I don't do X, Y, Z, and all those things as you listed.
Yeah.
Predominantly are.
Yeah. Stereotypically black women trope.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why people hate that song.
I see.
It's not for the wording. It's for the message behind it.
Interesting. And then they're also criticizing her for the song
Wood.
Ophelia. We'll get to Wood. But Ophelia or Phallite or something like that.
She comparison was Onyx.
And apparently no, that's the Opal and something. That one is different. This one is she compared herself to someone in Shakespeare or in Hamlet. Yeah, in Hamlet. Oh, wow. Shakespeare is the writer. People are of the opinion that she compared herself incorrectly. Allegedly, she's comparing herself to someone who's a victim, and they're like, "You're not a victim."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Okay, cool story.
It's over.
And then I saw BBC do an ad came up on my TikTok about. I think she went on a radio show and she was talking about it.
Did I tell you that they gave her a whole hour on interrupted?
Yeah, on Capital.
Goodness me.
And they talk about produced, manufactured. Remember when I was telling you that? We'll get to that. You know she done a film.
Did she?
I told you.
Yeah, it's coming out. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, insane. And it's because I think she used it to launch just one video. I think ridiculous. And then I think she launched merch as well. And they're like, her fans are like, the merch is not nice. I'm like, oh okay, but it's selling though, so it must be nice.
That is called loyalty to a fault.
Fair. But yeah, so the BBC thing that I said I saw, and the comment section was just filled with people saying, "Oh, she's such a lovely girl. Oh, that's really nice." And then you see the sprinkled, but she's a billionaire though. I think she was trying to play it out like she's a normal person, stuff like that. And people were like, "Oh, she's so down." I think I'm pretty sure I took a screen recording. I'll put it here somewhere if I can find it. I'm so messy. So I just thought it was funny because the people that this discourse should be reaching, it's not reaching them. It's reaching people like me who don't give a fuck. Because I think people think that obviously because she's MAGA,
Mm.
she's trying to brainwash the young girls and the young people to be focused on the wrong thing. They believe that at a time like this, with such tension that's going on in America, really?
But it's gonna be like it's 180 we do a whole U-turn. I saw a TikTok that said last year Trump said he hates you. This year he's saying, look at Taylor. I'm like, damn, that's
so
a whole 80.
she's trying to, I don't know, fit into the
current climate.
To the current climate. And
but do you think that's gonna last how long?
She's gonna come back and beg for forgiveness, depending on who wins. What was it we said last week? About who tells your story, the winners.
I suppose
it depends on who wins. And
okay, do you think her fans will forgive her?
They're buying shitty merch, mate. They'll forgive her.
Well, it's her fault, huh?
Good. And also the wood song. Now let's get to the wood song. Now she's talking about her man's wood. Look. I think she compared it to a specific tree. And what I've seen allegedly is that this wood is a very big wood. This tree is a very big tree.
Do you think she did research herself?
I'm sure she did the research. I'm 100% certain she went on the Google to Google which tree is the biggest tree, the girthiest tree too. Thank you. And Google did his job, and he said it's a redwood something. I don't know the tree is. Anyway,
I think that happens well, you know.
I think that's exactly what happened in that moment. She's like, oh, it's so big, it's the biggest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
She said that. She said, really, on you. That's why she was smiling up and down. I think did she say she was stigmatized?
Yes, that's what she used.
Wow.
You can only imagine what the men behind her were like.
Now I can't tell if she's trying to tailor this to her fans who are obviously older or her fans who are younger. I don't, because if you put stigmatized in your song, it's quite explicit, no?
Very explicit.
It's very different from what she used to do, right?
I cannot say. As I said, I don't listen to her songs to know what she.
I think what I'm not quite understanding is why people are having such vitriol, such outrage about it.
I think it's what we spoke about yesterday.
It's a mix, yeah.
No, about how she's the epitome of like white feminism,
right? Yeah,
and how I think I even saw not a documentary but commentary. A woman saying, you know, like how we always talk about representation matters.
Her representation is poor.
Well, she's giving white women a bad name, apparently.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can see that. I can see that.
As we talked about yesterday, she's epitome of white, not as epitome, but from my opinion, from ChatGPT, my opinion, because my ChatGPT tells my opinion. So right. Clarify that for someone comes at me and says, "Where'd you find this?" She's epitome of white feminism. She's meant to be polite and meek. She's meant to be very like
But is that white feminism though? I guess that's the image that white feminism tends to have.
But she's embodied that
because white women's feminism is very much steeped into their proximity to the patriarchy.
Yeah, and then to do the comparison of what black culture has been portrayed in American media, she's somehow with the phrasing stigmatized, taking herself out of that, and people are like, this is not what we know you about. What are you doing to us? This is not us. I think this is also in conjecture to the commentary that this person was talking about Bonnie Blue and other person's name, and how that's the comparison of like what white feminism used to be and what Taylor and Bonnie Blue are now doing to the representation of white women. I think it's taking it out of balance.
This might be a bit of a reach, but I saw something recently. Kelechi put something recently about Greta. I might be pronouncing her name wrong because she pronounced her name Thunberg. Yes. Yeah. Now she's, I think, activism, feminism, all of the proactiveness that comes with being a feminist.
But she's not seen as
it. She doesn't have that image of a pretty white girl.
She's very raw.
But Taylor Swift has that. Is that what we're getting at?
Yeah.
Right, and that's why people don't like Greta, because she's very vocal about where she stands, and she doesn't wear lipstick and look pretty and petite like they want her to. But Taylor seems to have tailored herself, that is not a pun, to
the imagery of
fit
it.
that imagery of pretty young white woman type thing.
Which also embodies her music.
Okay.
Because as you said, her music is childish.
People are actually saying that.
You said her music was childish yesterday.
People are saying that Beyonce gave us Lemonade at her age.
As I said yesterday on my TikTok, it's a good day to be in a beehive.
I think I retweeted. That got reposted to my timeline. That's messy of you.
But it's true though. Come on, Beyonce wouldn't do a day like this. No, she wouldn't.
I think though that sometimes, a person's development is a little bit behind their peers. I think I saw someone's take that misogyny is the reason why people are reacting to Taylor's new album the way they're reacting to it.
That's not true.
And I think that the person hadn't developed their takes properly. It was like an ongoing thing I saw on Substack. And the person was like, just give me some time so I can, get my point across. So I'll be looking forward to read what the lady has to say. But I don't think that that's true. I think the issue that people are having is that the message that I don't understand the message that she's trying to send with this new album. But I do want to listen to it. Anyway, people are kicking Taylor in the ass about her stuff. And anyway, someone on TikTok said that Boruto was trash, and she seems to be rage baiting all the anime bros on TikTok.
I read that. I said you didn't even finish Boruto.
Who?
You didn't finish Bridgerton.
Me?
Yeah.
I said someone said, not me.
No, I mean when I read it on our notes last week on Friday.
Oh right, you thought it was me.
I was like,
no.
What?
It's just a thing to remind me. So the lady, I think her name is something. She said that Boruto's trash, and she gave her reasons why. And then other people tagged other creators on TikTok to come and defend why Boruto is not trash. And then she made a video saying, oh, so you lot can't comment and tell me why Boruto is not trash. You're calling a big bro. And to come and tell me why. Anyway, point is, she then has more and other takes that are kind of rage baity, calling people to obviously interact with the content type thing, right? And in the middle of that, she says something that's racist. Bear in mind, Okwea herself is black. And she said something about a Filipino guy, and there was then discourse about whether, actually, I'm not quite sure. I think she called the person Filipino, but he wasn't Filipino. And then she said something quite insensitive. So then she doubled down and said, I don't give a fuck. Anyway, the whole discourse was very funny. If I get the chance, I'll tag her or something somewhere. I just thought it was.
Did you finish Boruto?
Of course not.
I didn't.
I agree with her saying that it's trash.
I think it's a massacre. 10 episodes, and I didn't continue.
I think they should have just scrapped the whole thing and just done a new anime.
Yeah, but they're trying to ride my Boruto's like coattails. They were like,
yeah, fuck that. Let it go. Let it die. Yeah. Let it stay in the OG status, because now that it's murky.
I don't know what's happening in the current storyline.
Well, it's murky still. Because why do we need a new generation? I don't understand. Like, I legitimately don't understand. I'm almost crying because it's like someone taking Lord of the Rings and then turning it into a shadow of what it once was. Maybe Gandalf had a child.
A secret love child.
Yeah. And then they start pairing people together. The elf and the little one, they had a child. And then they go on a journey. And then they bastardize it. That's what Boruto is, in my opinion.
And then you have Gandalf come the same day. And Gandalf comes the same day.
Oh, right. Oh, bear in mind, Gandalf is still alive, by the way. He's alive, but he's weak AF.
And ugly.
Oh, yeah, and ugly, because the animation is just terrible. Dave! Santan Dave is dropping an album on the 24th of October. Yeah, and I bought the hoodie. I didn't want the shirt because I don't really wear shirts like that. I got the vinyl. Do I have a vinyl play? I do not, but I will be buying.
Did you get the cassette as well?
I did not get the cassette because what am I going to do with that?
Do you have a vinyl?
I have one on my Amazon shopping cart, and I've had it for like 5 years now. Because how many vinyls do I actually have? I have multiple. And this is because I did have a vinyl player, but then I broke it, and then ever since then I haven't got myself one for some reason because I want to put it in a specific place, but then I need to buy the desk. There's a lot going on
in my head. So she got a vinyl, no, not a cassette.
I got the CD player, I got the vinyl, and I'm asking myself, Santan, why is there not a digital version that I can buy from your website? Do I have to buy it on thingy? Because that's annoying. That's annoying.
It's like the classic old days when you put your CD in your car.
Well, I ain't got no space for CD in my fucking car, do I? Otherwise, I would have been happy to buy a CD. Anyway, moving on.
It's a hard life.
The new album is called The Boy Who Played the Harp. But then I'm like, give us teaser, you know? Tell us the names of the titles of the song or something. Like, I'm gasping for crumbs here. But I'll be patient. I'm very curious to know what he has to say.
It's only like 20 days to go. You can do 2 weeks.
There's more than 20 days. It's
less than 20.
Yeah, there's less than 20.
17.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that I'm actually looking forward to. Right, the new season of Love is Blind that dropped. We need to wrap that shit up.
I'm actually enjoying this season of Love is Blind.
I know it's very messy, but
yeah.
Like, oh god, like what? I think they've changed the editing style a little bit because they're exposing more of the.
I didn't like the fact that they showed us one of the couples on day one, not day one, on episode 1 getting engaged.
But they did that previously.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah. They do. That's what they do.
That confused me.
No, because they did because season 1, Lauren and Cameron got engaged on episode 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's the thing though. That's just episode 1. Because when you look back on episode, I don't know, 5 or whatever, the person who got engaged in episode 1 was still there. So I think there's a period for them to start doing the engagements, but that comes later on. In the 14 days or however many days they've got to actually start dating each other and bonding and stuff. Yeah,
so that confused me a
bit. It's just the editing, yeah.
But no, I'm enjoying this season of Love is Blind.
Yeah, it's interesting. But I'm just like, why? They must have a new one coming soon as well.
Like a new version of Love is Blind
or something for them to drop this now because usually it comes out in February.
They've cancelled the queer version of the Ultimatum. And the girls ain't happy. The girls on TikTok are not happy.
I think that's quite interesting.
What, the girl is or TikTok?
No, the decision that Netflix made.
Apparently they're trying to align themselves with the current political climate of America.
Everybody.
And that's why you got cancelled. But yeah, I was saddened to hear that.
Yeah, it is sad. But yeah, are we going to cover Love is Blind eventually?
I mean, we could do. I mean, we still have not finished Mask. We're one episode behind still.
We're more than one episode behind now.
Well, now we are because we didn't watch yesterday and today's because we're recording today. But prior to this, we were on
now
schedule.
We're 3 episodes behind. I'm just telling you. So the next thing that I actually want to talk about, it's a funny one. Kanye released a list of people who he feels has betrayed him.
They didn't need to do that though.
Yeah, so on that list is Kim Kardashian, Aisha Speed, Diddy, Ty Dolla $ign.
Wasn't he best friends with Diddy?
Dude, I don't even know. Harriet Tubman, his daughter, Northwest.
Not because he picks his mum.
Yeah. Pusha T, Freddie Gibson, Kid Cudi, Curious George, Faith. Curious George.
Monkey. Why?
Because he's a monkey.
Is that why he put in his
Do you get it? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Monkey, white man, monkey. Okay. Donald Trump, Pete Davidson, Patrick Starr, LeBron James, King Von, who I'm pretty sure he's passed away. Playboy Carti, James Murray, and Adolf Hitler.
Last one's valid.
I mean, yeah, but still, what the hell?
Now, Kanye, did you need to let the world know about your hate list?
Well, maybe he did. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. dude is going through it. Just pray for him.
Indeed.
Moving on to books of the week. Yep. I've got The Cows by Donna Porter, Married Lovers by Jackie Collins, and the one I'm currently reading, How to Kill Men and Get Away with It by Katie.
Did you read the Jacqueline series?
Jacqueline?
Yeah. What's her last name? She wrote a lot of books.
Oh, Jacqueline Wilson?
Yeah.
Oh, of course I did.
I saw the wildest TikTok ever.
I think I saw the TikTok.
Jacqueline Wilson traumatized girlies with her books. I said, let me hear more. I sat down and watched all 5 minutes of her TikTok because it was so correct. I said, parent-teacher relationship, I was in year 5. Wow.
Well, that part wasn't for you.
It was not for me, but what was I doing? I was turning those pages like there was no tomorrow.
Yes, but then did you absorb it?
One of the girls in the comments was like, I could look at my teacher and I have to read this book.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I must have been a daft child. I don't think, to me, correlation, causation, it was not a thing.
I'm just thinking, wow, if you could comprehend at that young age what was happening.
Right.
Wow, you must be traumatized. I
was reading Jacqueline Wilson when I was like less than 10, I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying.
So, like,
I was
nothing up there. I mean, there's nothing up here still, but there was almost nothing up there.
I was turning those pages like there's no tomorrow. I was like, this is the most riveting story
ever I really wasn't thinking those things. If I can find this, I don't think I
bookmarked it.
But yeah, if you did, or if you liked it, maybe you can go through your likes.
It might be my history reviews. Yeah, I turned that on now, so I can go back to
it. Yeah, please send it to me so we can.
I was like, wow, that's so funny, but so accurate.
Yeah.
Because if I knew what I was reading, or my parents knew what I was reading, they wouldn't take them to the library to get the books to begin with.
So back to the books. The Cows is about mainly three women. Well, I guess mainly 3 women in their lives. One's a single mom who goes viral after like she does something on the train. The other one is a blogger, and then one is a woman grieving and desperate for a child, and like their lives kind of, and their choices makes their lives collide, and a lot of things kind of happen, and it's very dramatic. And the end is just, because these women are women who, they're not the typical and I guess in a way they to me they are, weirdly enough, but I guess still quite a lot of people that aren't. But just read the book just for the end. I think it left me in a state of shock, anger. Like, I think me reading that last bit, and she literally, the writer lives it to the last minute, and I said, this bitch, I just want to one of the best, I think that book actually got me back into reading in like 2016. So fantastic, great. I love the book. I keep recommending the book to anybody who can listen because it's so good. And then the next book, obviously, it's a bit more fun. Married Lovers by Jackie Collins, very Hollywood, literally set in Hollywood. It's ambitious, there's sex, there's scandal, there's cheating. And 3 women. One's an actress, one's a TV reporter, and one is a senator's wife.
Fantastic.
And they're chasing love, they're chasing power in Los Angeles. There's betrayals, and Jackie Collins does what she does best. She gives you intrigue, she gives you thrill, she gives you a story that just makes you read it and turn in the page and know what happens at the end. And it's a good read. And then finally, I've got How to Kill Men and Get Away with It by Katie Brent. It's about an Instagram influencer who accidentally kills someone, and then she realizes it's easy to get away with it because of certain things that she has access to, and so she keeps doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then she tells herself she's got rules. Those rules. It's kind of like Dexter meets Psycho meets social media. She even has a stalker as well.
Oh wow!
It's all very thrilling.
Does the stalker know that she's killing people?
Well, if you read the book, you're gonna find out.
You know, just tell me.
Yeah, there's a tale of revenge. There's also this thing about her father. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. And like I said, I'm still reading it. So Right, moving on to the last two segments. We've got versus. So, versus. Which relationship would you rather be in? Carrie and Mr. Big or Jess and Nick?
Am I imagining myself the woman in a relationship or just a relationship in general?
I mean, you're not a man. Would you imagine yourself with Mr. Big? Would you rather be in a relationship with Carrie?
That's traumatic like that, you know?
Oh, in whatever manner you
Okay,
see.
so Mr. Big and Carrie or Jess and Nick?
Yeah. Which one would you rather?
Which one would I rather be? Jess and Nick?
Be in, yeah. No, I think I can deal with toxic. I can't deal with silly.
Can you not?
No. It would grind my gears. I know we would laugh, but I'd rather laugh with an asshole than someone who, because a man like Nick would get my hopes up about his talent and what he can do, and he would just keep letting me down.
You love a fixer-upper.
No, I do not.
You take on projects like you take on projects.
Yeah, but Nick is not the type who would listen. Nick doesn't want to do stuff until like the very end. He doesn't want to do anything. I couldn't. Because again, we're talking about the film. That's just when the series ends. She's still going to have to deal with the man after. I couldn't deal with that. And when you say I like a fixer-up, I just like to suggest things that can better someone's life. And if they follow through, good for them. If they don't, I'll never see them again.
So you like a project?
I don't like a project. It's not a project. It's not even a test. It's just, you don't you want better for yourself, kind of. I mean, we can stay friends if you don't listen. Like, that's fine. But you're not going to, because you're just sad at this point. Moving on. Oh, sorry. Which relationship would you rather be in? Kaname and Yuki or Nana and Takumi?
Nana and Takumi.
I have no idea. So the only one I know is Kaname and Yuki. Oh God. Oh God. Because then she cheats on him, innit?
On Kaname?
Yeah. With Zero. She has kids with Zero, doesn't she?
You forget that Kaname is her uncle.
Exactly. I don't know. No, I can't check it out.
Actually, it's a great uncle, so does it really count as a vampire?
You know what, fair play. Well, what type of vampire are they? Are they the ones with blood ties?
No, they don't. They're pure blood. Kaname is a pure blood anyway, so he has no ties to anyone.
That's the one I know, so that's what I'm picking.
Okay. There we go.
Don't come for me. Nobody come for me. Nobody use this against me years to come when I'm like a staunch feminist. They do it. Which relationship would you rather be in? Meredith and Derek, or Harvey and Donna? Meredith and Derek.
You think?
Meredith, I cannot do. How many years was he dragging it on for? Harvey, I mean, and being in other relationships and having sex with other women in his office while she was there outside, listening in and knowing everything and being his ride or die. I don't have the capacity.
So we don't have the capacity.
I don't think they got together in the end, did they?
I think they did. They did.
Did they really?
Yeah. They did. They were endgame.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But Derek dies.
And then I'm a widower, and then I'm not the one who's dead. She gets to have sex with the Luca, doesn't she?
That is very true.
Yeah, I'll pick that one. Derek, I said what I said.
That is very true.
He cheats on her anyway.
Derek?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Ish. Which relationship would you rather be in? Blair and Chuck or Damon and Elena?
Damon and Elena.
Why not Blair and Chuck?
I haven't watched thingy.
Gossip Girl. Really? Oh wow.
My brother has.
Oh, I thought you had. I don't know why I thought you had. Okay, which would I be? Blair and Chuck. Yeah. Damon and Elena, they did not need to be in a relationship, or if anything, maybe they should have just started it. I don't know. But anyway, moving on to which relationship would you rather be in? Fitz and Olivia or Alex and Claire Underwood?
Alex and Claire Underwood.
Yeah.
I love Fitz and
Olivia's
relationship, but I love the equality that Claire has with her.
With Alex, yeah. I like that. So I'd pick them. Very toxic, very horrible, but
they get each other.
They're very 100% in. Like exactly. Yeah. All right. Moving on to the last segment, which is red light, green light, and that's just famous couples. So as a couple, because obviously this is a whole romance relationship, blah 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 blah. We'll just be ranking famous couples. So Pam and Jim from The Office. Red, green, amber. I
haven't watched The Office.
I'll say green. They're very cute. She started off kind of cheating, but cute. Green. A bit murky, but green. Ross and Rachel from Friends.
Red. Actually, amber. Not red, but amber.
Yeah. If he goes to therapy and deals with his issues. Reddish amber.
I don't think Rachel really wanted to be in that relationship to begin with. I think she was worn down.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he trapped her with a baby.
Yeah. Blueprint, aren't they?
All right. Who's next? Jess and Nick.
Amber.
Yeah, I agree. Amber. Cece and Schmidt.
Green.
Amber. Fitz and Olivia.
Amber.
Red flag. Jesus Christ. Meredith and Derek.
Amber.
Amber. Yes. Carrie and Mr. Big.
Red.
Red. Rue and Jules.
Rue and Jules. Amber, because Rue was not ready for the relationship.
Red flag. That relationship should not have happened. Blair and Chuck. Did I already say Blair and Chuck?
Yeah.
What did you put Blair and Chuck as?
I put them as, I do not know. You said green because you said they were cute.
Really? Okay. No, we haven't done Blair and Chuck. I'd say Amber because they're quite toxic to each other. But anime couples, Naruto and Hinata.
Green.
Yeah. Sasuke and Sakura.
Amber.
Amber. I don't care for it. Inuyasha. Have you seen Inuyasha? We'll skip that. Kaname and Yuki.
Amber. But amber green because I like them together.
Zero and Yuki.
Also amber green.
Because you like them together.
I couldn't decide on one because it was more. They were all Kaname.
Kaguya and Miyuki. From Kaguya-sama I Love as well.
I think they're cute. I think they're playful. So green.
Yeah, so green. Yeah, I agree. Green. Tiger and Ryuji. Toradora. It's not a green, but it's a green.
They're messy.
They're so messy. I know that's why I said it's not a green, but it's a green. I want to give them a green, but they're so messy. Oh my god, it's an amber. How about you?
I agree. Yeah. But it's a cute romance. If you're going to watch that romance anime, this will be one of the.
Cute.
Yeah.
It's very cute. I have a few films here. Have you seen To All the Boys I've Loved Before? Okay. Lara, Jane, and Peter.
Green.
Titanic. This to be honest, I don't know. Jack and Rose from Titanic.
Amber. Red. Definitely green though. That's for sure. Titanic couple.
Amber. Yeah, I guess. Let me. Edward and Bella.
From Twilight.
Amber.
Yeah, amber green. They're toxic. I love it.
Vivian and Edward from Pretty Woman.
Don't remember it.
Because of the end, he did say pretty horrible things to her. Amber. Have you seen Grease? Sandy and Danny.
Green.
Yeah, green.
Yeah,
he does grow eventually, so green. And that is the end of this episode. If you have liked our romance-themed episode, give us a like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.